All right. Let's start on the ground. Take something like to put underneath your pelvis. So I got this like a soft cushion. You can put a yoga block, roll a towel, something just to elevate your pelvis just a little bit. And then grab a set of like a light-ish dumbbells next to you if you want to. So you get ready. So once you elevate your pelvis, just make sure you're not really tucked under or like pushing forward. Comfortable position. And then just move through your upper body. Just roll side to side like you want to get your upper back nice and comfortable. You can even like get your head up and imagine you want to create a little bit of length through your neck when you're on the ground, so you staying long through your neck. Okay, and then we're gonna take just 5 breaths here, placing the hands around the rib cage, taking a slow inhale through the nose. Hold that inhale and see if you can inhale a little bit more and then hold as long as you can. So until you feel like, okay, you can't hold that inhale anymore and you have to exhale. Keep holding and thinking about that you feel your back, the upper and mid back heavy on the ground. There's a little bit of gap underneath the lower back. Let go with the exhale. Think about your belly is kind of like softening, you melting into the ground. And then slow inhale, focusing on sensing your rib cage moving side to side, but also front to back. So when you inhale, you should feel like your mid back is pressing gently into the floor. Once you inhale, pause, and then see if you can take 1 or 2 more breaths, like you making yourself broader, bigger, wider. Feel that tension building inside your body. Hold that tension without clenching your face, your jaw, or your glutes. And when you can't hold any longer, imagine you melting into the ground. So 3 more like that. They're quite long holds if you can. Focusing on that mid back, getting every time you inhale, getting a little bit more heavier into the ground. One more time. Okay, last time. Now from here, you're gonna grab a set of light-ish dumbbells. So I'm grabbing a 2 kg dumbbells. You can grab slightly lighter or slightly heavier. We're gonna bring them up over our chest, and we're gonna slowly go to the side. So you're gonna open your arms like a fly, and you're gonna open your grip if you can. So if the dumbbells are light, not super heavy, think about you open your fingers so the dumbbells just like resting on your palms, but your fingers are not squeezing the dumbbells. You're gonna feel a gentle stretch in your upper chest. You're gonna inhale here, and then slowly close the grip and exhale up. Okay, we're gonna do it again. So we're gonna inhale and slowly lowering down and opening our grip, stopping the arms off the ground. So you want to have your arms off the ground, taking another small sip of inhale, holding here. You want to feel a gentle stretch and challenge through the chest wall, and then exhale up. Okay, so we're gonna be doing this for another 6 times. So you're gonna inhale, open the grip, hold it, hold, 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 slowly close the grip and lift the arms up. That's 3. Good. So think about every rep you do. Imagine your arms are pulling apart a little bit more. You're not resting your arms on the ground. You're challenging your chest. Slowly up. Good. 4 more. Make sure your ribs are not lifting. You're staying heavy through the rib cage on the ground. There could be a little gap underneath your lower back. Good. Last 3. Holding on the bottom. Open grip if you can. Take a small sips of air if you can. Slow exhale on the way up. Good. 2 more. So holding for about, 4 to 6 seconds maybe. Slowly closing the grip, lifting the arms up. One final time. We're going to hold a little bit longer, okay? So holding here, breathing. You can even exhale and take another inhale. Hold for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale up. So from here we're gonna warm up the triceps. So we're gonna keep the same position, feet on the ground, and we're gonna just lower the forearms towards the upper arms. Elbow stays up, trying to keep elbows up so your upper arms are vertical to the ground, okay? And then you're extending just through the forearms. If you want to make the dumbbells a little bit heavy, bring your grip close to the end of the dumbbell so you have a little bit more weight on the bottom. Good. So we're going to slowly go down. Hold it for a second. Again, make sure you're not lifting your rib cage up when you're lowering the weight. And then pressing up. Gonna go for another 10. Good. So a little bit faster tempo here, going for 3 seconds down, maybe 2 up. 8 more. 7 more. Good. 6. 5. Good. 4. Nice one. 3. 2. One more time. Good. Lower the weights down, put it on the ground. Place your hands behind the head, kind of not behind your neck, but just the lower part of your head. And keep the hands on the ground. So you're kind of resting your head on your hands and your elbows are slightly wide. Like you're going to be doing a sit-up, but you're not keeping the head off the ground, okay? From here, we're going to lift the legs off the ground. So you're going to be having your feet elevated. Arms are just resting underneath, hands are resting underneath your head. Elbows are wide, okay? Feeling the back on the ground. We're going to start switching legs and slowly reaching with one leg forward, bringing the other knee in. Slowly breathing in through the nose. Exhaling through the nose if you can. Good, that's option 1. Option 2, lift your head slightly off the ground, but imagine your head is resting on your hands, so like your hands are a pillow. So instead of pressing your hands forward into the hand, think about you pressing your head into your hands. Good, keep going. If you can lift your upper body a little bit more, but again, we are not getting any pressure into the neck. The neck is resting down towards the hands. We're going to go for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, let's take a break and we're going to repeat this one more time. So if you want to grab a little bit heavy weights for the tricep extension and the tricep chest fly, you can. I'm going to switch to just 3 kilograms dumbbells, just like 1 extra kilogram on each side, but you can stay with the same weight. Okay, so arms up, feet on the ground. We're lowering the arms down and we're opening the grip for like a few seconds, holding on the bottom. We're doing 8 reps of this. Then slowly closing the grip and slowly closing the arms up, okay? Lowering down, opening the grip, breathing in. Then you can take small sips of air here. Rib stays down on the ground, lifting up, good. Lowering down, hold, open the grip. Hold it a little bit longer, close, good, that's 3, we're doing 8 reps. 4, good. Keep going, holding on the bottom, hold there. Nice one. Slowly closing the grip, lifting the arms up. 3 more reps. Hold it a little bit longer. Closing the grip. 2 more. Hold and breathe. Closing the grip, closing the hands. 1 more time. Good. From here, we're going into tricep extension. So bringing the forearms close to the upper arms, hands going towards the shoulders, going for 12 to 15 reps. About 3 seconds down, 2 seconds up, keeping the elbows in and up. Good. 4, 5, 6, nice one. 7, 8, keep going. 9, my hands are a little shaky. 10, let's go for another 5 if you can. 4 more. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more time. Take a break. Okay, arms down, hands dumbbells down. Place your hands behind your head. Open your elbows to the side. Lift your legs off the ground. You can adjust if you need to. I need to just move the pillow a little bit. Okay, grips down, and then you can lift your head off the ground if you want, and then switching the legs slowly. You want to feel like you're moving just through your hips. So when you're going forward with a leg, you don't want to feel like your rib cage is pushing forward. Head is resting on your hands. Elbows are wide. Slow, controlled breathing. Going for another 10 on each side this time. 9, 8. If you can, breathe just through your nose. I'm talking, so it's hard for me to breathe through my nose. But if you can, just inhale and exhale through your nose. Another 5. Good. 4. Nice one. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, take a break. If you want, grab water, and then we'll just rock back and forward to start getting up, or if you need to grab a water, you can. So bring the knees close to your chest. You can hold the back of your legs, the top of your knees, and then slow rocking back and forwards. Start finding the momentum and maybe start getting in a position where you're going into a seated position. But if you find your body stiff, you don't have to go all the way up to seated. So right now for me feels a little bit better if I don't go fully into seated position. Take it as more of a massaging your back and your spine. If you want, you can start releasing your hands, and I will help you to go a bit more upright and seated. And if you feel like it, you can even rotate. So what I'm doing is, like when I sit, I turn towards the camera, reaching back, and then I rotate away from you. So if that feels good, you can do that. But you don't have to do it if it doesn't feel good. Good. Let's go for maybe another 4 of this. You can be reaching forwards, to the side, up. 2 more. Good. 1 more time. And shake it off. Okay, so I'm going to turn around. I'm going to be in an all-four position. I'm going to grab a sip of water. If you need, you can. So we're gonna get into all-four position. I'm gonna spread our fingers. We're gonna relax our feet on the ground. Okay, so the top of the feet are relaxed like a tabletop position with your upper body. And then from here, I want you to just tuck and untuck your pelvis, or like tuck and untuck your tailbone. And you want to find a position where it feels neutral to you. So you don't feel like your lower back is hanging down and your belly is hanging, but you also don't want to feel like you
squeezing your belly button and really over tucking your tailbone. Okay, so find position which feels natural, and then from there we're gonna press the shin bones into the ground. We're gonna be sitting back, not down. So I wanna imagine when you're going back with your hips, think about your tailbone or your sit bones lifting up. So I can't go lower than that, because if I go lower, I'm flexing, I'm rounding my back. I want to keep my back long, my spine long. And I'm going to go forward, and I'm going to pressurize my hands. I'm going more forward than my hands. See how my shoulders goes in front of my wrist. I'm keeping my tail up, my sit bones up when I'm sitting. Good. And then pressurizing the shin bones and going forward so I can pressurize the hands. Good. We're going to do it for another 4 reps. Nice one. Create that tension through the upper body, through the shin bones. 2 more. 1 more time. Good. Pose in a neutral position. Tuck your toes under. Create a little bit of tension through your toes this time. Keep your tail up. We're going to slowly start lifting your tail up, okay? So don't worry how bend are your knees. I want you to think about you creating length through your arms. So your arms are pushing the floor away. You're lifting your tailbone up. You don't want to feel like you're rounding your back. And bringing your chest close to your legs. Doesn't have to be very close. Pressing into the inside of the hands. Holding here. Think about your sit bones are really open. Hold it there. Breathe. Nice one. Holding for another 5. Breathing in. And then slowly going forward into bear plank or O4. And you can stop knees off the ground. Or knees on the ground looking forward. Holding here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Tailbone lifting up, pushing the ground away from you, creating that length through the upper body. Sit bones up. Pressing into the inside of your hands. Don't worry about your heels. My heels are fairly high, knees are bent. Then taking an inhale, and then with the exhale we're going into the O4 or bear plank, knees off the ground. Keeping a little tension in your body, don't let your belly hanging. Last final time, pressing, creating length through the spine. Pressing into the inside of the hands. And slowly going down. Good, have a rest. And then we're going to start adding a little bit more activity or like more active movement in a second. Okay. So we're going to get into that O4 position again. If you want, you can place one of your small dumbbells on your back. So that's like a 2 kg dumbbell. We can place a book. You don't have to do anything. You can just do a body weight. Okay. Find again the position where your pelvis is not tucked under, so or like your belly is hanging, and the weight can help you. You can stay with toes tucked under, or like you can stay with your toes relaxed. I prefer toes under. Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I want to slowly slide opposite hand and opposite foot away from each other. I want to keep my foot close to the ground, but you're gonna press and reach with the arm. And then if you want, you can lift your leg, but you don't want to feel like there's much movement happening around your back. And you're going to go forward, it's going to move and down, and you're going to switch sides. So try to reach high with the arm and long with the leg. And you want to feel like the dumbbell that is like on your back is not really moving and tilting, okay? You can inhale and exhale in that long position. Good, and then switching sides. Good. So Today we're moving slowly, we're checking in with our body. We'll do 4 more. Looking forward, long body. Inhale, exhale on the top before you switch. Good. One more each side. Good. Last one. Shake it off. All right, let's grab the same weight. Let's step the left leg forward. Let's bring the left arm overhead. So if you're looking like that, if I look towards you, make sure you've got some space between your legs so you're not very like a narrow. See, if I'm narrow, I'm twisting. So open the space through your legs and make sure that the back foot is not like that, but is pushing away from the center of your body. Okay, hopefully you can see it. Okay, so from here, let me turn this way. We're gonna make sure that we drop this hip like we're sitting down. We're gonna start rotating the arm away from us and we're slowly trying to shift our hip back. So we are creating a space to put our hand on the ground. If the floor feels farther away from you, place a block underneath your hand. You wanna feel a gentle stretch. I'm gonna lower the weight so I can show you. You wanna feel like a gentle stretch here, and you don't want to feel like you're hiking the hip towards the ribs. Think about like you actively pressing the hip down. Okay, hold it there, and then slowly press through that foot. Go up, make sure you drop your hip here, okay? So ribs down, drop. And then again, we're slowly rotating and sitting backwards. Okay, hold it there. Feel that gentle stretch on the back of your hip, press through your front foot, lifting up, looking forward, drop the hip if it was hiked a little bit. Let's do it again. Reaching, hip is back, not up, slowly up. We'll do 2 more. So in a way, we're rotating the left arm out. Chest is opening to the left. Good. And then we're turning the arm towards the head. One final time. Hold it here. Nice one. And then slowly going up. Nice. Okay, let's switch legs. Turn around. Again, make sure you've got space between your legs. Your back foot is not inward towards the front side, but it's away. Drop your hip here. When you drop the hip, you should feel like the foot gets heavy on the ground. And then from there, your hip is going backwards in space. Your arm is rotating. Do it slowly. I want you to really feel your hip is working. Ooh, that right side is quite tight. Press to the foot. Good, so don't rush to reach the ground. Think about the hip is traveling backwards. So I'm guiding my hip with my hand so I can see it this way. Backwards, not up. And that gives me space to put my hand on the ground. Good. Press to the front foot, lifting up. Rotation forward, drop the hips. Front foot stays heavy. Nice one. Let's do it 2 more times. Hold it on the bottom. Press to the front foot. Good. 1 more time. Good job. Hold it there. Let's do it 1 final time. Good. Hold it. Good. Going up. Lowering the weight down, placing the hands on the ground, getting into a plank position, so full plank position. You can get a little bit wider with your feet if you want to, because we're gonna walk ourselves into a squat position, okay, from plank. If you can't hold plank just yet, drop the knees, but staying in a long position through the pelvis. And then walk your hands backwards, sit into your squat. You don't have to put your heels on the ground just yet. but try to get upright through your chest, sit bones down, okay? So right now my heels are off the ground. Hold it there. Hands on the ground, walk yourself into a plank again. Good. Holding here for 5, 4, shift your weight over your arms. 3, 2, 1. Soft knees. Think about you walking yourself back, but hips going down, chest is going up. Heels can stay off the ground if you want to for now, but think about it kind of pulling you backwards. Chest is open. Hold it here. We're gonna do it 2 more times. Hands on the ground. Walk yourself into a plank. Put pressure more over your hands. Press the ground away. Breathe. Walk yourself into a low squat. Try to lift your chest up. So again, my heels staying off the ground right now. Last final time, holding a plank. Shift your weight over your hands a little bit. And then walk yourself backwards into that low squat hold, regardless of your heels being on the ground or off the ground. Stay tall through the chest. And shake it off. All right, let's have a break. And then let's do little circuit. It's warm. All right, so you can grab your yoga block, or you can use the same, whatever you were using to elevate your pelvis. We're gonna start seated with 2 dumbbells, doing an overhead press. So I'm gonna sit on the yoga block. You can sit on the ground. Just make sure if you sit on the ground, you're not like that, okay? You wanna feel like you're sitting on your sit bone. That's why sitting on something a little bit higher can be helpful. So you can grab tiny bit heavy weights here, and you have 2 options. Legs can be bent and feet closer to you, or you can widen your legs if that feels comfortable and do it this way. So I'm gonna grab 2 weights, I'm gonna put them over shoulders, staying tall. We're gonna press one arm up, and the more we press, you're gonna see how the elbow on the other side is gonna go a little bit closer to your ribcage. You don't want to lower the dumbbell underneath your shoulders. I wanna keep the dumbbell on top of the shoulder, but there's a kind of side bend. And I'm gonna switch. Focus on the press, and the higher you press, the more you're gonna side bend to the opposite side. Switching sides. Good. Keep your head close to the arm that is going up, okay? So we're creating also a little bit of stretch around the neck, even if you don't feel that. Good. We're gonna do another 6 on each side. 6. Good. 5 more. 5, staying long and tall through the spine. Good. Reach as high as you can with the arm that is pressing up. 4. 3. 2. 1 more. Good. All right. Let's stand up. Okay. Easy split squat, just like a not very long, not very wide split squat position, so not really wide or long, not very short. Okay. And when I feel like we keeping the body tiny bit softer, so there's not much tension here. Okay. So what I'm gonna do is like drop and lift. I'm not keeping much tension through the knees. You can swing your arms back and forward. Good. 6, 7, stay tall. 8, 9, 10. If that feels too challenging, it's too much pressure on the front leg, you can elevate your front leg on a book or a step, okay? So let's do the other side, 10 reps. Again, trying to stay soft through the joints. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. So same dumbbells we were pressing ideally. I'm gonna grab and do bicep. Okay, we're gonna do about 6 to 8 on each side. Okay, so it depends on how you feel. One arm up, one down, and we're just switching. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe 10 more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay, weights down. Going back to body weight for the legs. So you can use a wall, you can use a table, chair, you can do it body weight. Sorry, without any support. I'm gonna place my hands on the wall. I'm gonna bend my left leg. So I'm staying heavy on top of the foot and I'm slowly walking my hands down on the wall and slowly stretching my opposite leg. And I don't want to see if I turn away from the leg. I kind of like not feeling the glute, so I want to feel I'm turning my right leg towards the left. I'm rotating inward. Hold it here. Keep that tension on the left leg. Press your left foot. Keep the knees bent. Walk your hands up on the wall. Good. You can do it sideways if you want, so you can hold your hand to the side. But think about your knee wants to reach the wall in front of you, your head wants to reach, and then the foot wants to reach away. And then pressing through that front leg. Get super tall so your head goes on top of your foot. And then do it again. Okay, imagine someone is just pulling both of your knees apart. Nice, there's a 2 more on that side. We're not doing many reps today. Hold, rotate a little bit towards our leg. Whew, already burning. Good, one more time. Good. Let's switch sides. So, I'm gonna get into the right side. So right leg forward, soften the knee again. Stay heavy so you feel like the whole foot is heavy on the ground, not just the heel. And when you go down, you don't want to feel like your weight goes to the heel. You want to keep it forward into the front foot as well. Stay long. Push through the foot. Get tall. Good. I feel like I need to step a little more. Stay long through the hip. Can reach the leg up higher or keep it low, up to you. Hold on the bottom for a few seconds to find that good glute length and stretch. Good. 2 more. Nice one. Whew, burning. One more time. Let's walk the hands down on the wall. Stay tall. Through the spine. Walk it out. Nice one. Okay, take a break. And I'm gonna repeat this one more time. Okay. So again, the aim today is to start moving the joints. We're doing the main moves. Nothing really fancy. Just reminding the body the exercises we've been missing. Whew. All right. Let's take another 30-40 seconds rest. So we're doing that alternated press with feet close to us or wide legs, up to you. You don't want to feel like your toe is tucked under, so you want to feel like your sit bones apart. You're staying tall through the upper body. One arm up, close to your ear, and then we switch. So that's going to be one, reach, one, two, focusing on the reach, the other side is going to get a little bit of side bend. Good. Nice one. Go. Keep going. Good. Try to keep your head close to the arm that is going up, so you're creating a stretch around your neck as well. 3 more. 2 more. 1 more time. Nice one. All right, getting up. So if you want, you can grab light dumbbells. You don't have to. And we're gonna actually use them to swing the arms, not really to. So what I'm gonna do is every time when I go down, forward, down, I'm gonna kind of swing the arms forward. So it's gonna look like forward, back. So just give me a little bit more momentum. Good. If that feels uncomfortable, just do it body weight. Good. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Shake the legs. Let's do the other side. 3, 2, 1. Swinging the arms forward when you go down. Back when you go up. 2, 3. Stay tall. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 2 more. 9 and 10. Good. Switching the weights, ideally tiny bit heavy weight for the bicep if you can. Ready? 1 arm up, 1 down, and then we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 more. 10, 9, keep going. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Perfect. Weights down. We have just the hips, hip hinge single leg to do. Alright, you can use the wall to keeping the hands on front. You can do it to the side as well. Bend the knee. So if you extend the knee, you're gonna feel a difference. Pressure in your body. If you bend the knee, you feel like loading the whole leg. Okay. From there, start stretching, pulling the back foot away from you, keeping the pelvis facing down so the bones are not turning away from the front leg. Press to the front leg to go up. On the bottom of that position, you can even slightly lift your heel. You don't have to, or you can think about your heel is not super heavy on the ground. Good. 3 more. Pause for a second. Try to find that good length stretch through the glute. So maybe lift the back leg, maybe rotate. Good. 2 left. Find that challenge. Find your leg a little bit shaky. Whew. So for me, what works is to try to get my back leg a little bit higher and also turning my body to the left. You're doing a great job. Nice one. Shake the legs. Let's go to the other side. Okay, side to side could be slightly different to find that stretch, and that's fine. Hold on the bottom, play around with the hip position, leg position to find a stretch in your glute, okay? Nice one, good. Press to the foot, get tall, walk your hands on the wall if you want to, and then think about when you're going down, your hip stays leveled with the other side, keeping space between the ribs here and the pelvis. Hold it on the bottom, and then shake it off. Nice one, okay. Let's grab some water. We're gonna do a little gentle stretching, because I don't want you to be very sore tomorrow. We're trying to start mindful this time. So, once you're ready, let's go on the ground again. Just see how you feel. Take a couple of breaths to just relax. Maybe get your heart rate a little bit low if it was a little bit high. See if you can start breathing just through your nose. And then what I want you to do is place your right foot on the top of your left knee and open your right knee, whatever is comfortable, like a figure four, but don't press too much. Don't want to feel like, obviously there will be tension or like a stretch building around your right hip, but I don't want you to be very aggressive, okay, whatever is comfortable. So from here, we're going to start dragging both knees into the right and lowering the left knee into the ground. So we're twisting that figure four into the right. At the same time, imagine you're creating length through the left rib cage and shoulder and getting your left arm on the ground, and you're turning your head away from the knees. If you need to adjust the position of your right foot. So I've got quite a lot of tension around my lower back on the left side. So I want to be mindful with the pressure I create through the right foot. But also think about, can I relax a little bit into that position? Soft breathing, don't brace. Keep your face relaxed. You can even smile a little bit, because when we smile, the body relaxes. Think about you pulling the corners of your lips up a little bit, like you're creating a smile with closed lips. And then slowly come to the center. We're going to do the opposite. So we're going to put the left foot on top of the right knee. We're going to create that figure four for a bit. I'm going to hold it first. Okay. You can feel different things side to side. And then slowly we're twisting that figure four to the left. And at the same time, think about the right ribs getting long. We're turning the head to the right. Again, think about you creating a smile. Creating softness through your body. And then going slowly to the center. So we're going to bring the knees close to the chest. You can keep the back, hold the back of your legs. Gently pressing the lower back into the ground. And if that feels comfortable and it's not enough, we can go into a happy baby. Bring the hands around our the soles of the feet. And we can be pressing. So I've got quite a lot of flexibility in my body, so I can actually press my legs into my chest. But for some people, it's going to be too much. Okay, so and then think about you're not rounding too much through your lumbar spine, lower back area. So we
pressing the lower back down and the back of the pelvis if we can. See if you can bring the shin bones in line with your knees, and so not here, but like bringing it vertical and pressing down. That could create a little bit of pinching on the front of your hips, but we're gonna open the hips in a second on the front. Okay, let's do the opposite. Bringing the soles of the feet together, opening the knees gently to the side. You can move a little bit your glute side to side. And if you need extra support, you can bring the hands underneath each leg. Again, close your eyes if you want. Create a gentle smile through your lips. And think about you scanning your body with that gentle smile, scanning where you keep tension. And can you create a little softness around these bars that feels a little bit more tense, and keep your forehead really soft. Relax your, even if your eyes are closed, think about you want to relax your eyes. Slowly bring the knees together. You can roll to one side, and then from there you can go into a seated position. And then the final position today is going to be just kind of, again, untucking the pelvis, moving this glute side to side, finding a little bit of the sit bone, sensing it on the ground, relaxing our chest into our legs. So again, we don't want to feel like a lot of flexion here. If you want, you can elevate your pelvis. And then if you want, you can stretch your legs, okay? But the idea will be not to put too much pressure. So some people are gonna round through the upper back, and there's a lot of tension here. I want you to feel like your upper back is long, so don't worry if you can't stretch your legs. You can hold the back of your legs. If you can reach a little bit more, you can even hold the back of your like a calves or like maybe the feet. Don't worry, the aim is not to reach the feet, okay? The aim is to stay in a comfortable position and breathe. Breathing more through your back. Nice one. Taking another inhale. And slowly getting into a seated position. Thank you very much for joining me today. That was fun.